G'day, Chief. Welcome to the Inner Chief podcast and this special episode, which we call the Mini Chief. These are short, sharp highlights from our fabulous CEO guests, where you get a 5 to 10 minute snapshot of the highlights from their episode. Righto, Chief. Without further ado, here is the Mini Chief episode for this week with Nigel Marsh, former CEO of Burnett and Y&R Brands, viral TED Talker, founder of Earth Hour, best-selling author and podcaster. You and I have a shared belief about is life balance possible for most people. Have you ever done the thing where you say to someone, okay, I want you to write down, just create a spreadsheet and write all the things that you want to do in your life that is life balance. And what I want you to do is then write down how many hours per week you need to do that. Make sure you add in sleep and going to bed, and make sure you add in things like toilet, teeth, and all this kind of stuff. Because all that takes time. I've never had someone do that and add up the hours, and the hours equal anything like number of hours in a week. Their unconscious formula for life balance is impossible. Yeah. Right? So they'll never be happy. So your book talks about life balance, and you're on this journey of now a very different kind of life. What did you learn about balance?
Oh gosh, I get hired to give 2-hour speeches about this. It is, how can I say this? That the big mistake is focusing through the wrong end of the telescope, and there are a lot of charlatans out there giving very, very bad, damaging advice, where they are giving advice on productivity and efficiency. And it makes me angry, which is why my speeches tend to be a certain type, where you go, if you've got, I did this, I was talking to 6,000 people in Austin, Texas, where you go, so if I could they hired me on management, and I stood up and I said, do you know what, you've hired the wrong bloke. Because I know for a fact, if I could make you 2 hours a day more efficient at your job, so you could do your job 2 hours quicker, you just do 2 hours more work. And they all stood up and applauded. So let's cut the crap. Right. Do your emails whilst you're sitting on the loo, do voicemail, all this productivity stuff. If you haven't sorted it out, you could follow some of the people you talk about work-life balance and make it tangibly worse, because I make you more efficient at doing work. And some people, and Greg, this is a tough message, right? The old theologian coming out, is they're scared of being happy and they're scared of balance, right? So if you are to ask me, don't tell me, Nigel, are you balanced? I go, yeah, mate, after this, I'm walking down to the beach and going for a swim. Now, what I should be saying, because your audience wants to hear that I'm a big swinging dick, is, oh no, I'm so busy. Oh my God, I've got all these things on, right? You go, so to someone, it's just not done. You go for it. My motivation is to earn a fortune working part-time doing something I love. No, Nigel, scrap that. You can't say that. You go, well, that's what I do. We define fortune, but right. So I suppose what I'm saying is get real, and it's about reflection. And when I coach people and talk to people, is just pretend we've had proper sessions and I've got to know you, your hopes and your dreams, your relationships, and what is most important to you, a bit like, I don't know, Rupert Murdoch or something, is that you have the most money when you die and you have the biggest construction company. Great. It's not me forcing my lifestyle on other people, but just as long as that is what you want. And that's fine. You can be divorced 3 times, not know your kids' names, and you'd have lots of money in the grave. And genuinely, that's fine. It's the reflection. Exactly the point that you were making earlier is, do you know what? I can save you lots of money on books and conferences and courses by not working out. Get up at 5 o'clock, use this app. Fuck that, right? Sit down, think about what type of man does Greg want to be? What type of legacy does he want to leave? And what type of life does he want to lead? And then, a bit like you're doing the hours, you go, is there any chance that you're going to do the things that you just said? Is there any, right? And if there isn't, here comes the difficult thing. We might have to change something. Now, just pretend you are a long-distance lorry driver, and what's most important to you in your life authentically is taking your kids to primary school every day. You are in the wrong job because you are a long-distance lover. If you are a global CEO that has to travel 90 hours a week, it's just reality. But don't, you haven't got to be a hippie. You haven't got to be Rupert Murdoch. Just reflect about the type of life that you want and then have a think. And age, how old are you, Greg?
44.
Perfect, right? Is these conversations, I don't have these with my kids who are between 29.
That's right.
Basically, shorthand, I say work very, very hard, don't complain, and come and see me in 10 years' time, right? So I'm talking about people, if you are 44, you are allowed to have a think about the type of bloke you're going to be.
That's right. I just think from our own personal experience of running this business, this has been one of the great lessons for us, is the less we have worked and the more we've worked on the valuable stuff, the more successful the business has been. And the fitness and the happiness and the reflection and the working on, this is a little rabbit hole I wanted to go down with you, on the deep work of what is going to be a great contribution through your career. And if you're only working on at the pace of what's got to be done this week or in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and that's your goal, you will always be focused on the operator mode. And operator mode is different to what we call chief mode, because chief mode is saying, I've got 5-10 years here. What am I going to build over 5 or 10 years? Because that is a different level of thing. And when you start working on the big things, it allows you to start getting rid of the small stuff that never turns a dial anyway. And you stress over shit that's never going to make the company money or it's not really going to save much cost. So it's this working at a different timeline. The work of Cal Newport and deep work, I don't know if you've said his work, is just really valuable. And I want more and more chiefs and people just to think like this.
And an analogy, you mentioned the wolf analogy, on the looking at your life. And this, I have to be careful who you say this to, because for some people it's pretentious. But if you think of your life as a work of art, okay, so it's a canvas, it's a painting, and not a drawing that you can rub out. It's a painting, right? And when you cark it, the painting will be shown, right? You think, no, okay, I get it, right? So what work of art? Your life is a work of art. What painting are you doing? Now you go, there's going to be a busy bit here. There are going to be lots of mistakes. That's all part of it. That's lovely. But your overview, you're looking down at this painting. And if it's just one thing running around very, very busy doing something, you might be missing a trick. And a nice client of mine, CEO, said, Nigel, I know that when I die, my to-do list will be full. Not empty, full.
Yeah.
All that stuff never ends. And guess what? No one's going to notice. The tide will still come in and go out. You run a firm and you leave and you think, oh gosh, how's the factory still going to work? Trust me, fine without you. So you have to be concentrating on stuff that you're talking about. And that doesn't mean you haven't got to work hard and do things that are boring. And you have, but just have an aim. In 10 years' time, Greg is going to look back. Are you going to be happy with how you spent the 10 years?
Chief, there you have it for this week with our mini Chief episode. All the links, including his own website and how to engage with him, can be found at chiefmaker.com/352. Chief, one of the biggest challenges in all leadership roles is how to influence stakeholders. The difficult, the easy, the elusive, all sorts of stakeholders, board members, executive teams, clients, suppliers, the media, the community. And if you want the definitive guide on how to think about it, how to set yourself up and prepare for it, how to run through and map your stakeholders, and how to finally influence with integrity, go to chiefmaker.com/stakeholder for a fully editable PDF guide on mastering stakeholder influence. That's chiefmaker.com/stakeholder. And if you would like to stay in touch and hear all about some of the best resources you can find anywhere in the world to improve your performance at work, go to chiefmaker.com/ subscribe. Now, Chief, if you're yet to rate the episode and subscribe, I hope you'll do so soon. It helps others see the magnificent value that the chiefs and gurus bring to their life and career. So make sure you hit subscribe on your podcast app now, give it a 5-star rating if you think it's worthy, and leave a short review about your favourite episode. Righto, Chiefs, as always, remember to stay epic.